everybody, it's the Winged Unicorn and I have flown back. And today I'm going to be talking about the Miraculous movie that came out on Netflix. And, I just watched it and, yeah, it was a good movie. But, before I watched this movie, I was actually pretty excited to see it, especially because I heard that Jeremy Zag was going to make it, which is like the CEO of the company that made the original show. And Thomas Asterisk has nothing to do with it, so I was hella excited because I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the show, because I kind of have, but I haven't watched the actual episodes. I just watched channels like Cyrus the Great, Harry on the Hook, and Diablo Bell to just at least get like the Cliff Notes version of the show, because I ain't going back to that show. But Thomas Asterisk is kind of the main issue with the show, because like he's the reason why the show makes the choices it does. Like, he's the reason why Chloe's still the bad person she is. In fact, she's even worse than after her redemption, because he really wants us to convince that, like, Chloe's a bad person and she was never worthy of redemption, which we're not gonna forget that, Thomas. We just aren't. And I hate Zoe, okay? We ain't gonna like Zoe. Okay, I know some people like Zoe, but, like, I respect y'all's opinions. But for me, I just don't like Zoe. And she's pointless. Marinette's still not a stalker anymore, but to my understanding, they tried to excuse her stalking by telling this one episode of her backstory as to why she stalks people, which I don't care who you are, don't stalk people. And that story was kind of bullcrap, I'm sorry. And Adrian apparently had feelings for Marinette, to my understanding, spoiler alert, season 5, they start dating apparently. But they don't know their secret identities yet, which is, it's a whole mess, but we're not going to talk about it. And even though Cat Noir doesn't really pressure Ladybug into liking him back anymore, or at least not as much anymore, because, like, he does love Marinette now, I still didn't appreciate the time where he was trying to harass Ladybug, because, like, he's trying to win her, even though she repeatedly says no. Like, boundaries, my guy. So, like, this whole show's a mess, and I already made a video about it like a while ago about its decline, and Thomas Asterisk and how he's kind of a-hole. So the show's a mess, and when I found out about the movie, I'm just like, sure, why not, I got time. So I watched the movie, and here are my thoughts. So I feel like the movie does a lot right compared to the show, especially because I feel like the movie is like really good with, like, at least giving you an idea of what the story could have been, as opposed to what we got. But basically this whole movie is just kind of like a rewrite, and when you think about it, which I'm all for. And there's this one comment that I saw on Alex Mayer's, I think, video when he reviewed the movie. Somebody said in the comments, this movie is basically an apology for the fandom. So yeah, that's a good way to look at it. This movie's an apology for the fandom and how the story should have been instead of what we got. But even though there's a lot of things that worked in the movie, there's a lot of things that, well, not a lot of things, but, like, I guess a few things that kind of bothered me. The biggest infamous thing that people keep bringing up is, like, how it's a musical. Now, I actually like musicals, so it doesn't really bother me. And to be honest, there's, like, a handful of songs from this movie that I actually kind of like. By the way, might as well get this out of the way. Marinette's singing voice is voiced by another person. I heard somewhere that, like, the person singing is actually the French dub actress, and she was promised a role in the movie. She was promised to sing for the movie, which I guess it's fine, but I still at the same time, wish Christina V herself, which is the original voice actor of Marinette, would be singing, because she actually does sing, and I actually have listened to her singing, and she actually sings really good. So I was confused as to why she just didn't sing, and that would have been worked so well, especially for, like, the You Are Ladybug song. That's, like, honestly, if I'm being honest, that's, like, my favorite song from the movie. I don't know why, especially because, like, the sequence of, like, the animation in that scene was pretty, like the whole, like, retelling of, like, the story of Ladybug. Like, I don't know why, like, the lighting in that movie and, like, the sparkles in like that sequence is just, it's beautiful. The animation in the entire movie is actually really good as well. It's a big upgrade from the animation in the show, which you know, since it's a movie, it's of course gonna have a higher budget. But like, you know, I still thought it would be, you know, nice to point out, because as you guys know, I freaking love animation and how much the work is being put into animation. So yeah, the whole singing thing is not, it's like kind of bothersome, but overall I really like the duet scene. I also really like the Hawkmoth villain song scene. I feel like, you know, like it was like a funny scene, but like also like, I don't know, it just, I like the atmosphere in that scene and like the whole sequence. Like it looked haunting, but at the same time, you know, it's just like, it's like funny, like the way Hawkmoth freaking dances was kind of funny. But like it does kind of take away from the fact that Hawkmoth is supposed to be a serious villain in this movie, which I appreciate what they do with him in the movie, but I feel like this sequence of him dancing is just felt a little off for what they were going for Hawkmoth in this movie. Another thing that bothered me was a little bit of like how they handled, you know, Marinette and Adrian. They don't really interact as much. It's mostly Ladybug and Cat Noir, which in a way it's kind of also good, because I feel like Lady Noir really needs to be fixed a little bit. I like the show doesn't really portray them good. Like I said, like there's whole kind of like a toxic thing going on. Like, you know, Cat Noir doesn't respect Ladybug's boundaries. Ladybug keeps hitting Cat Noir. Sometimes it's deserved, but sometimes it's just unnecessary, and it's kind of hard to watch, and I feel icky about Lady Noir. But in the movie, I'm proud to say that I freaking love them together. Like, I freaking love the scenes that they have together. Like, the playful banter, the play fighting, it's like literally everything you want in Lady Noir and everything you would expect from Lady Noir. And I especially love the play fighting scene. Like, this is a kind of a subtle thing, but like it really adds to, like, you know, how much care was put into Cat Noir. Like when Cat Noir like pins Ladybug to the wall, and she says, "I should really be getting home now." He says don't, but at the same time he still moves his arm to make room so then Ladybug can like get away and like go home. Like, I don't know why, it's like him removing his arm so then she can go is like like kind of, it's like a subtle thing, but like it really shows, like, you know, how a respectful person he is. Like, he doesn't want her to leave, but he's not going to force her to stay with him. So, you know, that's such a small moment, but I really appreciated that. The duet scene was really pretty, and kind of, in a way, it kind of reminded me of the scene in Greatest Showman, Rewrite the Stars. And I don't know why, maybe that's why I kind of like that scene, but overall I felt like the scene was actually pretty romantic and pretty nice to see. Back to Hawkmoth. So I appreciate what they did with Hawkmoth. I appreciate like how they actually make him a villain, aside from that whole sequence in his villain song where he's kind of silly, but at the same time, you know, it's like I'm more appreciative of him, because like in the show, like he's such an abusive father, and like even in the movie, you know, he's not the best father, of course. I mean, and Adrian has every right to stand up to him in that one scene, which, by the way, I'm really proud that Adrian could finally stand up to his father and not be tossed aside being like, yes, father, no, stand up for yourself, dude. And I freaking love the ending, especially like where he he realizes that his son is Cat Noir, and he stops using the butterfly Miraculous, and he breaks down in front of Adrian and tells him like why he did this. And I felt like, yeah, that's exactly what I expected of the reveal. And like season 5, they weren't revealed yet, but like Hawkmoth still dies apparently, and he's all like, don't tell Adrian that I was Hawkmoth, when he was like telling Marinette. You know, that was just a disappointing ending, but like in the movie it was so much better, because like we actually see him with Adrian and like confronting the truth and confronting Cat Noir that yes, I am Hawkmoth, like, and like I did all this, and like he breaks down, like, so now it makes him more sympathetic, because in the show I do not sympathize with Hawkmoth. He's a terrible person, but like in the movie it's like everything that I wished that he was. And that's the whole thing about the whole movie, like it's basically everything I wish the show was. So I'm sorry, Thomas Ashrick, but Jerry Zaggs did it better. And I guess the only thing that I didn't get about Hawkmoth was like that end sequence, like right when the movie ends, he was like showing his wife's dead corpse wearing the peacock miraculous, and then shows Natalie, which I didn't understand that. Is he like still evil? Is that like a sequence for like another movie? Like I didn't understand that scene at all. And I don't know, overall the movie was actually pretty good. And like I keep saying throughout the video, it's like everything I wished the show was. Did it have problems? Yes, it did. But compared to the show, it is like completely minor. It's the most minor thing ever. And like it's just you should really watch it if you're a Miraculous fan, because like it really gives you what we all wish we could have had, especially with the disappointment that is season 5. Like it's just yeah, it's a retelling, but at the same time, you know, it's like it's just better. It's just a better story. So yeah, wonder how Thomas Ashford is going to react when he finds out that the fandom prefers the movie over his own show. Okay, I feel a little bad for the guy, but at the same time, feminism is equal to men, not superior to men, Thomas Ashford. So, the movie, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. What did you guys think about the movie? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Anyways, this is the Winged Unicorn, and I have to fly away. Next video is going to be the My Little Pony Generation 5 review that I keep promising, and I promise I'll actually release it. So, gonna work on that, and bye.